What is up, guys? We are on the Twisties right now. I was getting a little warm up before getting y'all started, but I want to see how you guys are doing. Ooh! I'm kind of just practicing out here, just taking it nice and chill. It's a little chilly out. I was still hitting these colder weathers, but you know, it's been nice for a couple days, so should be nice up here. Nice enough to, you know, enjoy the road at least a little bit. Is it actually? Fuck, no way there's a detour. One of the worst detours ever, bro. Bullshit. I thought they were joking. Oh, that's so annoying, bro. They've been taking way longer than expected. That shit was supposed to end back in October. Fuck. I saw the signs, but I ignored them. What I wanted to talk today about was a controversial topic, but I think it's an important one, and one I probably have a lot of experience talking about, which would be not really the most excited to talk about it, but smoking weed. Yeah. So I mean, not a lot of people know, but a lot of people know I used to be really big into smoking. Yeah, I was one of the biggest stoners I can think of. And well, let's say like it was a long phase. I did it for a long time, and I'm kind of glad that it's over now. Although I did enjoy it, and I think it was beneficial for my journey as far as like this self-discovery and, you know, trying to find out who I am as a person. That definitely helped out a lot. Well, I probably could have done it without it, I will say that. But it took me on a very fun and interesting path, I will say. Met a lot of people through it. Like, a lot of the people I met probably wouldn't have been my friends if I did not enjoy the same activities as them. And you can say that about a lot of sports, like even cars. Oh fuck, that car scared the shit out of me, I ain't gonna lie. And I don't like this road because, well, it's hella bumpy. And this is why I don't want to take the detour. Oh fuck, that actually hit. That hit my gluteus maximus. But we're doing alright. I think so, yeah. Might have to just tone it down a couple of notches. Oh, he's a real one. Oh, holy fuck. Probably shouldn't be crossing those lines. It's not a double yellow, but you know, still, if you're not fast enough to stay in your lane, don't cross it, or you shouldn't go at that speed. That's a good rule of thumb for y'all, plus y'all just learning. I know a lot of people who just get into driving and like, oh, I got a nice car, like, let me see how fast I can go in this motherfucker. Well, in the restraints, you know, you gotta have some kind of boundary, some kind of limit. Oh, little bird. Like I was saying, about smoking the Zaza, the marijuana, I don't know, they have so many names. And oh shit, there's a lot of dirt right there. Okay, well, I do want to stay focused, but bear with me because we already just hit in the twisties. So interesting topic to hit the twisties too. Right? Okay, back to the video topic. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be, oh, cool. He let me out of, oh, I think he tapped his head for a reason. I'm not sure, he was just saying what's up. So we're gonna take a chill now, and maybe we can actually just enjoy the scenery. Yeah, it is not very nice out here. We're just taking a cool little back road then. Honestly, I haven't really driven this bike slow. Like, it's a slow bike, but you know, I haven't really driven it slow per se, like to just, like, you know, enjoy the scenery like you would on like a cruiser or something. Kind of hard to, I don't know, I'm used to just going places really fast all the time. And that kind of takes me to a point I want to make about smoking weed. It's like, well, you may see the stereotypes about like what people say about stoners, people who are smoking a lot, and when you first start, you just never know that you're gonna be like, oh, I'm never gonna be a full stoner. Like, why would I do that? Like, that sounds terrible. I'm just gonna smoke once every week or on the weekend, or, you know, everybody who becomes addicted to something has started doing that in some form of some way or another. And that would be like either video games. Like, when I started playing video games when I was really young, I was only allowed to play on the weekdays. And well, once I got old enough and bold enough, I was like, well, I'm gonna start sneaking playing on the weekdays when no one's home. And I mean, why wouldn't I play? Because who's there to tell me no? So if there's no one there controlling you, and you have full-fledged to your habits, aka let's say you start making money and you can buy all the weed you want, well, who's there to tell you, hey, don't smoke all day? And because it's really a relieving feeling, instead of having to worry about like, oh, I should really be doing this and this will be beneficial for me. You're like, well, like, I think I need to smoke before I do this, and I'll make another smoke break before I do this. And I don't know, like, it just can get in your way, especially like, it does affect everyone differently, and it is based on your personality, like what type of person you are. So like, if you're someone who has to always be doing something, well, you're probably going to be always doing something while high. So that's where we get the term like productivity stoners. And I thought I was, but I mean, adding that up with like how much time you're actually going to be spending rolling up, smoking, and then getting hungry like unnecessarily amount of times, and then going to go buy this shit, and you know, and there's a social aspect to it, to our social personalities. I mean, it just kind of eats away your time slowly, and honestly, I doubt that you're going to be more productive with it than without it, unless you have like some actual medical problem that you're trying to you know, put a band-aid on. Because anything that doesn't actually heal you is just a band-aid until you can actually fix it on your own. And that's something that I have to deal with within, and that's like the biggest part of the journey, is learning about the within part. And well, it's not going to do it for you, I'll tell you that, because there's a lot of people who smoke weed and they still smoke weed, and I mean, it hasn't healed them yet, and they're smoking a shit ton of it. So there's Obviously no connection to it like solving all your problems, but it can definitely aid you in the course while you're trying to figure it out. This is a 1 lane and I'm terrified right now. Someone's like flying down this road because you never know who's on the other side of that corner. So just hugging it as much as I can, trying not to get clipped. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is a big old truck. This guy is getting stuck over here. We'll probably pull off for him. Ooh, almost got clipped. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go wide for that one. So I don't know, I found that I've been a lot more productive, and I found managing my time to be a little bit more interesting. Like back when I was a stoner, I was probably a, you know, a part-time stoner, someone who was working. I think I was working at like really low-end jobs, like just restaurants and stuff like that, things that didn't pay too much, which I mean, it's alright. It's a race car. You get your experience points, you gotta get your XP somewhere somehow. So there's no knocking somebody who's doing that. That's definitely part of the journey for some people. Some people just know a different way, and maybe they have the right tools, or somebody's guiding them, they have an opportunity. Just kind of depends on how you're growing up. For me, that's kind of what I liked and found to work for me. But being like almost like a part-time stoner, I would say, and then like having a part-time job, and well, I was trying to do school at first, and I totally failed all my classes because I was literally, well, let's say not in the top shape to be in school, because I was making all the wrong decisions and coming to class and, like, you know, not the peak performance that you probably should be. Some people can do it, but I wasn't one of them. And well, let's just say I ended up dropping out, and then I had to take the long way in the education path because I still want to go to school. There's some things I feel like is beneficial about being in school. But I took like almost 5-year break from being in school, straight out of, or well, like 1 year out of school, after graduating, and then after going to class and like failing like 2 semesters, I was like, well, this is kind of a waste of money and I'm not really enjoying it. So why would I do this? I'm gonna start my YouTube channel, which I've been doing for 4 years, and I've been loving every moment since. And I used to do it while being kind of lit, which was still part of the process. And I was just curious. I was like, why isn't this working for me? Like, I feel like I'm doing everything I should. People say follow your passions, do what makes you happy and you love, and then you'll be successful no matter what. Which in some way, it's not wrong. Like, I'm not failing by any means, because the way to define success is to strive and go for what you want, and as long as you're still on that path and doing what you want, you are still succeeding. When you give up, that's when you fail. And I think like you know, sometimes I feel like I'm hitting the wall, like, oh, okay, like something's not working, but that's just a lesson for me to learn, and kind of like tell me like, oh, you should try something new, like find something to really share and give value, and I don't know, like find something else that actually will enrich someone else's life. A lot of the things I do right now is probably just for me and kind of a selfish thing. Like the vlogs that I do is just to entertain myself, and it is a lot of fun to make, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have a good reach, is what I'm finding so far. And well, if I was complacent with what I was already knowing, and well, which was basically smoking weed and you know, just doing my YouTube videos and working my little part-time job to get by, I'll probably be in the same spot for a really long time. But I feel like I am, oh, no, I missed gear. I am, what the hell? How did I miss my gear twice? What the fuck? There's only one neutral. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I feel like I'm kind of being more self-conscious alone without using any substance, and I'm a lot more productive. I'm now full-time in school, doing much better. Although it is kind of hard to juggle when you're doing almost full, like part-time at work, part-time school, and then like part-time YouTube, and I'm actually going a little bit harder than I used to. I am, instead of doing one video a week, I've kind of started to do 2, which is a small step, but it's been consistent, and I really love that, and I really hold myself accountable to doing so. And I mean, it feels like I'm always busy. Like, the hardest part of my day is probably sleeping, and well, I'm used to being really tired because every time I smoke, I'm already hella tired. So I mean, I can stand it, but I know that it's gonna take a toll on me, and it's probably something I shouldn't be doing. So take care of myself, my health, because health is probably more important than wealth, because you can't have wealth unless you have health. We all know this, but we may ignore it at times. But yeah, I mean, if you can go without weed for, let's say, a month, which is usually the point where you're like, oh, you kind of don't even miss it, and if you separate yourself from the circle, you have a higher chance of not going back, because who you surround yourself really affects who you are. And if you can step away for a good amount of time or find a new circle of friends, those friends will still be there. You're not going to miss out on too much. I will say there's a lot of fun moments, it's enjoyable, but if you kind of step back and just watch what they're doing, like, be careful, because you may not get very far from where you're trying to go. If you are someone who's ambitious and you want to do something and you kind of have an idea of what it is, I would, you know, try to just find people who are going along the same path. And I feel like that is going to be the biggest determining factor if you're going to be able to make it to where you want to be in life. I know I'm not the only one who has this type of advice. I've heard it time and time again. I used to love listening to podcasts, and I felt like it was really helping me, but listening to it is not going to be the same thing as applying it. And really, the only thing that's actually going to help you learn is going to be taking action. Realistically, I have not found anything better than experience. Going outside and forcing yourself into new situations really shapes who you are as a person. I feel that in so many ways. Like, you can watch a million YouTube videos how to ride a bike, but if you're not out there practicing, you probably aren't going to learn. You can learn the right tips, you can learn how to lean, you can learn how to do all this. Those are really cool tricks, and they do help out a lot. But you're not going to have the full set that you need, which is like the comfortability and confidence aspect of this, which comes from like muscle memory too. Oh, I gotta watch out here. This is kind of a steep corner, and then there's also a lot of leaves on the floor right now. I've actually never hit this road before, not on the bike, on the Z plenty of times. I know the corners pretty well. So this isn't too bad. A little bit of muscle memory in this, but just a little bit different skill set and confidence, like we were just mentioning. I just gonna full brake that. Gonna have to go in with the full lean, go wide, put your feet up. Kind of have to just walk myself through this too. Also, another thing that can help you is really having a good self-talk. If you have like a great inner dialogue of your person and your story, because really your life is a story that you're just telling to yourself, because only 50% of everything is kind of true. Like someone can say something to you, for example, like, oh, you're really stupid, and I mean, okay, that's the external factor, but what you actually download from that essentially would be the other 50% of the world. And that's just something to kind of keep in mind. It's like, well, what do you believe? When someone says, oh, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna be successful, why are you wasting your time? Why are you going to school for this? Like, just go to trade school or something, or maybe the other way around, you know. Why not do this? It's like, well, that worked for you, but that's not where I want to belong. Like, you're happy where you're at, but like long term, are you going to be satisfied with that? Is kind of the idea. And that's just some like dialogue that you have to go through with yourself. So make sure to kind of like surround yourself with the right people. Have a good, like, you know, you shouldn't ever feel lonely, because if you feel lonely, that means you don't like who you're with, and you're always with yourself. That's someone that is always going to be around you. Oh. Okay. Well, we are behind this truck, but he's kind of moving, and I know I'm happy. I'm taking a little pace. Keep my distance. This is actually so much fun. I'm having so much fun doing this, just talking, kind of just letting all my my thoughts out right now. I think we're gonna go run it back.